Peace, peace. What's going on, man? It's your boy Rashawn. You know what I mean? Another episode of Space Invaders. Normally we'd be doing it live from the slip seat. I'll be at work in the truck, but I didn't have time to do that today, or should I say yesterday? Um, Today is July the 9th, 2020. Normally I try to do videos on Wednesdays, but I didn't have the time. I've been kind of tied down, so I wasn't able to do it from the truck this week. But so I'm in the man cave. So this is Space Invaders TV. Peace and blessings to everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Hit the bell for notifications. That way, every time I post a video, you will get it. You will know straight to your email. You'll know, bang, there's a new video posted by Space Invaders. I'm your boy Rashawn Looker. You can follow me on Instagram, Rashawn Rashone Looker Looka. Facebook, Rashawn Looker Rashone Looker. Whatever, you can find me on there. Yeah, but first off, man, as I said, peace and blessings to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everything's, everybody's staying above the water, keeping a clear mind, and just resetting their mind at this time. And I hope some of you been back to work, or you still working on your plan, you know what I'm saying? So when we come out of this pandemic, you'll be ready to go, you know what I mean? So one thing I do want to touch on, I do want to say, we still got to get justice for Breonna Taylor. You have those officers, Brett Hankerson, Jonathan Mattingly, and Miles Cosgrove, the Louisville officers that's responsible doing that raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment, the wrong apartment, I should say, and during that raid, they killed her. It was 20 bullets shot into the apartment, and 8 of them went into her, and which led to her untimely death. So we still need justice for that, man. Make sure y'all could go to untilfreedom.com, and get the phone numbers and things of that nature, to get to the governor and different city officials and voice, and let them hear your voice as well, But yeah, I know the officer Brett Hankerson, he's been fired, or what have you. But the other two, Jonathan Mattingly and Miles Cosgrove, are still, on desk duty. All of them need to be brought up on charges. All of them need to be brought in. Yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. I want to say peace and blessings to Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer. Peace and blessings to Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real man do. He tried to hold it down. He thought somebody was breaking in to their apartment. Hey, he's licensed to carry. He grabbed the strap and he let loose. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the police didn't identify themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of flaws in that situation, man. And y'all look up that Breonna Taylor. If you don't know the full story, look up that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because and it was on March 13th, 2020 that it actually happened. So this had took place before George Floyd, yeah. So look up that situation, man. It was all wrong the way that it went down. It was all wrong, man. The whole system is guilty, man. And Louisville, man, y'all need to get on top of that, man. Y'all need to handle that. That was dead wrong. It's dead wrong the way things are being dragged out with that situation, and we need justice for Breonna Taylor, man. Make sure, say your name. Make sure y'all go to untilfreedom.com, untilfreedom.com, man, and you can get the phone numbers up there and everything in that situation. So once again, peace and blessings to Tamika Palmer and Breonna Taylor's mother, that is Tamika Palmer, her entire family and friends, loved ones, and peace and blessings to Kenneth Walker, her boyfriend, and and his family as well. Big ups to him, man, for even, just, doing what you're supposed to do, holding down your domain, And if they would have identified themselves, Breonna Taylor could still be alive today, man. And it's all wrong. I understand how, with that situation, I can understand how you can make a fatal mistake. Officers can, when they going for a raid, they only going off of the last known address. Somebody could shoot an alias and get a wrong address. I could get that part. You know what I'm saying? I know that part, trust me. But the flip side is, before you did that raid, you guys didn't go through your paperwork and notes and found out that this gentleman was already, this guy that you were looking for were already in custody. You know what I'm saying? If y'all would have done y'all due diligence, you would have known, that this guy. And then to go raid an apartment and then don't identify yourself, and no one in the units, as Tamika Palmer said, Breonna Taylor's mother, no one in the unit. You had 8 units in this the building that Breonna lived in, and her and her boyfriend is known to be, they're just quiet people. They come and go, handle their business, and so it's a quiet, it's a quiet building with 8 units or what have you. So nobody in there ever heard these police, when they raided, state who they are, identify themselves or whatever. They just start banging the door down. And even at the same time, Kenneth Walker, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, was yelling out, I guess trying to, who is it? I guess they both were at one point. And then even during the situation, I'm not clear. I don't remember if Miss Palmer said if Kenneth may have called the police before he let off shots or after. I'm not for sure. But anyway, he was all right. He didn't know if somebody, he didn't know they were in danger. You know what I'm saying? But there's a whole lot, man, of what had went on, man, and it's just crazy. But moving on, man, I want to talk about this other situation too, man. I don't know if y'all had seen that situation I think about a week ago. It happened with the husband and wife out in Michigan, and I haven't, supposedly it's a white couple out of Michigan, and I guess the white woman had bumped a 15-year-old girl or whatever like that, and they pulled the gun out. But I'm going to show y'all the video, you know what I'm saying? And after I show y'all the video, I wanna do some breaking down on some things. So and I just want to go over some things after we watch this video. So check it out. It's only about like 3 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it on the computer here, and y'all can watch it with me. And we gonna do a walkthrough and break this thing down. So check it out.
To violate a 15-year-old.
So I'm asking the question. She's a child.
She bumped into me when
So she did something wrong. She needs to apologize. If she did
This
something wrong,
ignorant woman bumped into a 15-year-old,
correct?
and you're on camera.
Okay.
You're feeling threatened.
Okay, well go in.
No, Mom.
I got this.
You're blocking me from getting
No,
No, we weren't. No, we weren't.
Let me see if I can blow this up real quick, y'all. Let me put it on full screen.
She's ignorant.
Alright, so there we go. Y'all might see me in the background on this thing, man. Pardon me. But I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying?
Do something. Please put your
Do something.
hands
Do
up.
something.
Please.
Who the fuck do you think you guys are?
Who do you
Who do
think
you
you
and
are?
your wife think you are?
You
Her
must
name?
get
She did nothing.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't.
apologize.
I
Go
didn't.
ahead, Caleb.
No, you didn't. You're very racist and ignorant.
You're racist because
No, you bumped it. She bumped into me.
You cannot just walk around calling white people racist. This is not that
Why
type
would
of
you
world.
bump her?
White people
Why
are
would you
racist.
bump her?
No one's
Why
racist.
would you bump her?
I
Why did
care
you
about
say
you.
sorry?
I care
Why
about
did you say
you.
sorry?
And I'm sorry if you
Why
had
did you
to
say
insult
sorry?
or
If
make
you
someone
bumped into
you
it, why
feel
did you
that.
say sorry?
No one is
If
racist.
you didn't,
I'm
why
sorry
would you do
you
that?
had something like that happen.
Ignorance. Ignorance.
Okay.
Very. Mom, watch.
Get the fuck away from me!
You gonna get on her face.
You better get on my face right now. Get away. Get the fuck away. Get away. Get the fuck away. Are you gonna leave? You gonna shoot me?
Get the fuck away.
Oh.
Get away. Call the cops right now. Call them.
Oh.
Call the cops.
Get the fuck away.
Call the cops.
Get away.
She got the gun on me.
Hold it
Hit me
down.
with the car. Call them. I'm telling. Get the
Call the cops.
Get the license plate.
Get
Get the license plate now. Cause you were never about to hit me with the damn car. You about to hit me with the car? Oh, both of y'all put guns on me. Okay? Call Richard back up here, police. Call Richard back up here now.
I got it.
Don't you fucking jump behind my
Oh, no,
car.
I ain't jumping behind your car.
Don't you fucking come up.
Mom, don't move it.
Stop, Mom. Get the fuck back. Back the fuck up.
You got it on video?
Yes. Call the police.
No. Mom, stop walking. They pulled the gun out on her. These white people, they're so racist. They pulled the gun out on my mama, both of them. It was a white lady and a white man.
All right, man. So what you just saying right there, right? What we just saying right there was let me pause this up real quick. What we just saying right there was, like I said, it was a couple in Michigan, a white woman and a white man, and supposedly it was a 15-year-old girl. You probably heard her in the background. That was her mom's. That was, going at it and cussing. First thing first, I'm not condoning none of this, and I'm not, you know what I mean? Hold on, y'all. I'm not condoning none of this. I'm not with none of that. Right? But where we went wrong at, right? A lot of faults there. First and foremost, they was licensed to carry, and that was a no-no. They didn't have to pull the guns out. Well, we're going to go through some things real quick. We shouldn't be so quick to condemn our people at all and justify others' actions at all. And that's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, why are we so quick to condemn our own people? You know what I'm saying? And we really have to play devil's advocate and break down both sides here. So not at all am I condemning my own people. But I want to point out both sides. Because even they would do the same thing in court. They're going to look at both sides. Even though they were dead wrong, point blank period, for even whipping out that gun. And that couple has been arrested, charged, and they was arrested. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the outcome or what's going to, at this point, of course, of what happened. But her and her husband should consider, their license should be taken from them. Their gun license should be taken from them. Because if any point, if an argument doesn't warrant, every situation doesn't warrant you to pull out a gun. It doesn't warrant you to pull out your gun on anybody. And in that situation right there was a young girl, 15 years old, with her mother, supposedly 15 years old, and you pull out a gun on a kid and a mother. That didn't warrant, that situation didn't warrant that. You were in your vehicle. They did get in a vehicle at one point. So at that point, you were in a safe haven. You were already in a moving weapon. If nobody really knows that a vehicle is, a vehicle could be classified as a weapon if you use it and such. You know what I'm saying? But you were already in a safe haven. Okay. Yes, the woman shouldn't, the mother should not have stepped behind a vehicle at all. You know what I'm saying? She was agitating the situation when a woman got in her car. When the white woman got in her car, I don't know their name, so that's the only thing I got. When a white woman got in her car, the mother, now you entered her you enter her safe space. You enter her space, and you're already yelling and irate. I understand what we don't. I never seen the video with from my understanding that the lady had bumped into your daughter. That's what they were saying at the initial and never apologized. But the lady did try to cop a plea when she sat in the car. As y'all seen, she tried to cop a plea. She was saying, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. She didn't actually say sorry that she bumped her, but she did say, I'm sorry. She did say, if you listen, she said, I love you. Whether if she meant it or not, she said it. She said, I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry this and that. She was copping a plea. So you have your 15-year-old daughter. At this point, you should have stood down a little bit. And maybe you could have got the apology you wanted, but you didn't have to go to that extreme in front of your daughter right there. You know what I'm saying? Because now you really amped up the situation, and a 15-year-old doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you amped up. You the mother. You're the parent. They're gonna amp up with you. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you should have been that parent. She should have been a bigger. She's supposed to have been the parent and been the adult at that moment to stand down. And when that lady did start copping a plea and saying she's sorry about that, she's feeling that way, she apologized, she loved you, she's not racist. When she started copping those pleas, at that moment, the mother should have turned it down. But no, she turned to the husband and said, I'll kick your ass too. What do you want? So now you keep agitating the situation. And let's be clear here. A person, those people, like, I have to just say this, white people, they don't really know what to expect from us. They already think that we are crazy. They already feel threatened. Some of them already are threatened by us. And let's be clear, they're not just buying those guns just to protect. They buying them guns just because some crazy black people may break into their spot and they got a reason to defend themselves. Let's just be clear on that. They're not protecting themselves from each other. They're protecting themselves from us, from what they may believe that one day we may come and you know, even in this situation in the state of the country right now. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, and I'm going to just leave that right there. The state of the country right now, you have some white people out here that's been brought up, make sure they brought up ammo and everything because they don't know. And they thinking, oh, they might get crazy and they might start trying to bum rush our properties and do this and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying my point of view on that whole situation, you know? So back to the situation. So when the woman started to cop the plea, that was the point where the mother should have toned down. Okay? Toned it down, and then maybe you could have got the actual apology you were looking for. You know you got your daughter there. So what you want to set a better example than that. I understand totally that you wanted to amp up. You know what I mean? I had a situation as well a few years ago that happened to me you know what I'm saying? And I'll go back on that. I don't want to go off topic. I'll touch on that in a minute. So when when you seen her step behind a car, that was a no-no. Now they're in the car, they're pulling off. Why would you step behind the vehicle? And they were already kind of nervous and fear. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that man would have pressed on that accelerator on that gas, he could have ran you over. You were behind his car. He could have easily said he didn't see you. So at a lot of points when I look at that clip right there, you could tell the people were thinking. They were thinking because it 2 times. There was 2 shots they could have, you know what I mean? So when she stepped behind that car, he could have accelerated and ran that woman over. Could have killed her right there in front of her daughter. You know what I'm saying? It was that necessary. If you were wanting to get the plate number, you should have just let them go ahead and pull out. You got your phones out, take a picture or record the license plate. You got it. That's it. Call the police and whatever you're going to do. But you step behind that vehicle. At that point, now they're nervous, but the wrong thing that they did, the couple did, now you jumped out the vehicle. and you jumped out. You not only jumped out, that wasn't the wrong thing. You pulled out your guns when you did that. You both did. But when the husband figured that he was wrong, he snapped out. He snapped out of it like, oh shit. He figured he was wrong. He got back in the car. Then you start hearing him call, I guess, his wife and telling her to get back in the car but then she started freaking out too. Once she started seeing, I guess it was more people around. We couldn't see who was, but you can hear other voices now. That is like, I guess a crowd or something may have started to come. She started freaking out. Now she's backing up and her voice is getting louder and everything. She's nervous. She's about to trip out. But at the same time, she thought, because she could have let off a shot. They both could have let off a shot when they got out that car. They could have killed that woman. They could have killed her and her daughter. You know what I'm saying? But they were thinking. But we got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to learn how to fight our battles, especially in this time. And we can't always go playing the victim at a lot of times too, because see now, if that two couple would have shot that mother and that daughter, then now it would have been an uproar. Then it would have been marching. Now we would have been talking about these people were dead wrong. Well, in fact, we have to think one thing. A scared person is the most dangerous person ever. We all know that. So those people got nervous. They were nervous. They could have easily said, even though they were in the wrong when they got out the car, but their excuse would have been when they got out that car and they both put them guns out, we don't know what she was doing behind our car. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what she was doing. That was one. That could have been one scenario. They got out of the car and then shot her. The first scenario could have been he didn't have to stop when he figured that she was behind that car. He could have kept on the accelerator in reverse, and he could have smashed that woman up against a whole nother car. She could have died right on the spot, right in front of her daughter. Come on, we got to use our heads, though. You know what I'm saying? We got to be smarter than that. And she had her daughter. That was dead wrong. You got to show an example, set an example for your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Like I said, I had a situation as well, and I'm going to touch on that. And guns make a lot of folks feel tough. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think those people really, that was their intentions to really, it don't seem like they didn't want that smoke. So whatever had happened, if they did bump the young lady or whatever, from me watching that little clip right there, that wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. If she did bump the young girl, I don't think it was intentional, because the whole, the whole response afterwards, you know what I'm saying? All I seen was a bunch of nervousness and fear. You know what I'm saying? And if they did bump the young girl, it could have been an honest mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not taking sides or nothing. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here from the clip that I see and what seems to what had been said. Like I said again, people like that already have a fear of black folks, man. So when it comes to us, they don't know how to take us. So you do have instances where constantly they'll be poking the bear, they'll be doing things, constantly trying us, and then when it escalate, like the white woman bumping, if she bumped the young 15-year-old girl, and then her mom, so when her moms blew up, then it really scared the white woman now, because she like, whoa, wait a minute, she ain't expect that. You know what I'm saying? If it was really done intentionally, she didn't expect that response. You know what I mean? And when that response shook her, scared her and her husband. Now, then they if they did bump the young girl, now they playing the victim. You know what I'm saying? But when they were really scared is when they figured out when the mother was behind the car, and when they jumped out and drew it down on her. That's where the fear kicked in at, and they was ready to, but they were using their heads though. They figured, oh, I fucked up. So the husband goes get in the car, then after he gets in the car, he's calling his wife to get in, because he started noticing too, she's freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Because she started freaking out. She's getting nervous. If you watching her back up, she could have gotten in the car and passenger side, but she was backing up behind the van. She started to freak out. You know what I mean? She's freaking out now. And then in the same time, you got a lot of things running in her mind. She's probably like, oh, fuck, I done pulled this gun out. What am I doing? You know what I'm saying? She had a lot of things going in her head. I'm saying that little clip right there can show you, you get a whole lot out of that. You know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention with an open mind. So, but the mother just had to step back and pay attention to the situation, you know, and she could have handled that a lot better, man. When a woman was copping a plea, the mother could have stood down at that point. But yo, I had a situation happen at the same time, you know what I mean? I had a situation happening to amp me up. One guy had a dog, and I had my daughter, and we were out shopping real quick. We were out shopping. The guy had one of those extended leashes, those leashes where, you know, you can pull your animal back or let them, you know, extend it. Next thing I know, my daughter's in a stroller. He lets the dog. Next thing I know, the dog is in my daughter's face barking. She was about maybe 2-3 years old at this time. I lost it. But I had my daughter. She's crying. I had to keep her in my arms while her mother, I tried to get her mother to come out the store fast enough. I couldn't react while my daughter was in my hand. But by the time her mother came out, this guy had took off. He had been gone by this point. And so I gave my daughter to her mother. I said, go back to the car. Go to the car. And I went walking around looking for him. Because I was going to spank that ass. Real talk. But that's what I mean. Some things we can't. That was a wrong move that I did as well. But at the same time, I couldn't do that in front of my child, all while she was irate as well. She was freaking out. So, you know, and that made me more angry. But we just gotta think, y'all. When we doing things, we have to think especially when the children is around us, they watching what we do and how we react, how we respond, how we handle situations. And if we want them to handle situations better, and if they're around us, we have to do it. We have to set the example and handle it right. I'm not condoning that situation with that couple at all, but they were wrong from the rip, from pulling out them guns. That's where they definitely went wrong at. But the mother, we gotta be real. The mother was wrong too, because she kept poking. If they weren't gonna give you the response you want, you can't make nobody apologize to you. If you wasn't gonna put hands, you wasn't putting hands on them. You didn't initially. You was waiting for them to put hands on you. But then when they pulled them guns out, then the mother stepped back and now she wants to play the victim. Yeah, you were the victim at that point when they pulled the guns out. If they would have shot them guns too, you would have been. You know what I'm saying? You would have been the victim. But all of that could have been avoided too. You know, when a lady did cop the plea, that was your cue to kind of like stand down. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. You tell me what y'all thoughts is. This is Space Invaders. This is your boy Rashawn. You know, make sure y'all check me out, as I said, on Facebook, Rashawn Looker, RASHONE LOOKER. On Instagram, Rashawn Looker, RASHONE LOOKA. Holla at me, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page. Hit the bell for the notifications. Leave your comments on this post here, man. Justice for Breonna. Say her name.